So I have a scenario. Hear me out on this first, and then tell me what you think. A few weeks back, maybe 2 or 3, I was speaking to my sister, and she was explaining a lot of the stuff that she had been finding, and one thing led to another. I ended up on Wikipedia while she was, telling me about the stuff she was finding, and we were reading and comparing what we seen, and next thing you know, I ran across the tribe of Elam, and I thought the stuff that was written about them was interesting. I didn't know that they were scattered to the 4 corners of the earth. Said right there in the book of Jeremiah. Just says I need to go back and read it again and pay closer attention, right? But they were supposed to be scattered to the 4 corners of the earth. They'll be gathered in the end times and brought back to the land, which really had me thinking. Once that went down, there's another group that's out there that they come from the bloodline of Shem. They're not from Abraham's seed, but they are of the bloodline of Shem. So chances are they're going to possibly look like us, right? Or we're going to look like them. I just thought that was interesting because I guess my mind had been narrowed down to like only the 12 tribes went through this kind of stuff. So, just widening. My perspective on things. But they might fit into this scenario that I have in my head. Been watching The Hobbit. Yes, I'm a nerd like that, as you can tell. I was watching The Hobbit, and now I know the author of The Hobbit was an occultist. J.R.R. Tolkien, buddies with C.S. Lewis. Both were in the OTO, the Book of Shadows. He took this stuff from that. He took stuff from Beowulf. He took stuff from the Bible to create this Middle Earth, scenario. So, anyone that gets offended, I'm sorry. It's just hear me out. As I'm going through The Hobbit, my mind goes back to the beginning of it. A dwarf king whose people are master craftsmen, and they're, how would you put it? They are revered to the point where other nations come and pay their tribute to them, right? Like where the elves and the men, all of them come and pay tribute to the dwarfs, right? Tell me if that doesn't remind you of Israel in a way. Now, the fact that their ruler becomes so obsessed with gold and power that it breeds a sickness in him that causes other sicknesses to be drawn to it. It was just something to really try to figure out. It's kind of like a King Solomon thing, right? Or some of these other, I don't know. It's just weird, just trying to figure out what does that mean. That a sickness breeds, that where a sickness is, destruction follows, like a proverb. So, anyways, getting back on track, just the whole idea of them losing their kingdom, to this dragon whose only lust was gold, almost reminds you of Cortez, right, in Montezuma, right? Almost reminds you of the British Empire and how their lust and their quest for gold is unbelievable. It reminds you of like the Spanish. That's all they cared about. The city of El Dorado and everything. The city of gold. They that's all they cared about. The European, when they came here, didn't care about it. Even preserving food. Where's the gold? Like seriously, winter's coming upon you. All you're worried about is finding gold. Um, so I guess in my mind, a comparison to that was being drawn. The fact that they tried to fight back for their land against their enemies that weren't the dragon. Now that's an interesting one, right? If we had a scenario that we had an enemy that was already in our land that now tried to take advantage of us losing our land, who is that? Right? Right? Maybe some Turks, maybe some Mongoloids, I don't know. So that's playing out in my mind. And look, obviously the part where they get spread out throughout all of Middle Earth, finding work wherever they could. You know, they never forgot what happened to them. They never forgave what happened to them. And when the time was right, and this is what really got me, when the time was right and the signs were in the sky, it was time to head back. You know, the stars lined a certain way, whatever. Birds were flying back to their land. It just makes you think about that kind of stuff, right? What was he really hinting at? And then, get this, right? So when they go on their quest, there's 13 dwarfs. That was interesting. We have 12 tribes, right? What if that 13th dwarf then represents Elam? Just saying. I just thought that was interesting. But anyways, I've rambled on long enough, wasted enough of your time. If you can, check it out and just hit me up and tell me what you think. I think there's something there. I just think there's like some type of mental block. I'm just not able to break it down and see what he really was saying, you know? Or maybe I just don't have enough information to piece everything together. But anyways, I'll be back with another one. Take care, everyone.